What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the KCM Team Tournament Day number 10 with Team Bisu versus Team Queen. We've got a sick lineup here today with a lot of Protoss players on Team Bisu, so let's check it out. And I've got some bad news for you guys here today. Unfortunately, Shun is feeling sick. He's at the doctor's right now. He won't be joining us for this cast, so type a F in the comments for Shun. Hopefully he gets better soon and we'll have him in for next week. Taking a look at this lineup, we've got Mighty versus Zealot. That's going to be a great game. I'm hoping that Zealot can kind of redeem himself here on Neo Sylphid. Also, Tyson versus Barracks on Invader. Barracks has been showing some amazing play recently. If you haven't seen that video on my channel, where I go into a little bit of an investigation, checking out his most recent games. He's at 2920 right now on the ladder, almost 3,000 MMR. So he has been practicing up a storm as of late. We've also got Bisu versus Huro, of course, and then Mini versus Queen for set number 6. That should be amazing. As for the ladies' matches, Bora versus Toss Girl. I think that goes to Toss Girl, but we'll see if Bora has something special in store here. The bus driver over on the Protoss squad. Can she take down Toss Girl here? Jumping right in here to game number 1. No sense in delaying in this solo cast. We've got Kim versus JB on Retro. Cross map here. And Kim already throwing a pylon out at the front. We'll see if she wants to go for some Zealot pressure or an early Forge. I've been watching quite a bit of Hawk SC on his YouTube channel recently. He did like 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was, a tutorial where he went through from F to S rank, and he started out playing with just one hand Zerg, and he slowly advances all the way through as he climbs up the ladder. It was a really good reference, man. It taught me so much, actually. Watching him play at my rank, watching him play at lower ranks, watching him play at S rank, I just absorbed so much of it. It was really valuable to me to see that super strong S rank player. If you don't know who Hawk SC is, he's really one of the best foreign players out there. He's a Zerg player, and I guess he's got a pretty good YouTube channel. I never knew about it before, but I saw it today and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Check it out. It's probably one of the only videos on his channel. I don't think he's got a whole lot, but Hawk SC. Anyway, we're always trying to improve here. We're always trying to get better at the game as well as at casting. And in this game here, JB managed to get down that hatchery. Kim was trying to block it out. Not able to slow that down too much. Not able to force, importantly, the hatchery to be thrown down at the third base to start. Now, that isn't really a problem. Like, if you throw down your third base at a third location as a pro player, you know, you're an ASL level player, that's not going to throw you off even a little bit. But as a high B rank, low A rank player, I can tell you it does kind of gets under your skin a little bit, you know. It does kind of screw with you just slightly if you're forced to do that. So luckily JB, you know, she's a tier 2 ladies player. She isn't going to be thrown off here in the early game, and that bodes well for her going forward here. Kim transferring her probes over towards the natural as her cybernetic score down. Let's see what kind of gate or a forge expansion this is going to be here. Is she going to be going for a very quick citadel? Is she going to be throwing down extra gateways here? Will she go for a Stargate? Well, JB's already made her decision. It's going to be a Hydralisk build here. Hydralisk in cross spawn, not the greatest. It's going to take quite a while to get over here, but it'll all be up to Kim whether or not she can get a scout on the map, keep this probe alive, maybe try to bring it back around and keep it in front of the Zerg natural to spot out when those Hydras start to leave the base. And if she manages to see the Hydras, you know, at the natural here for JB, then she should be able to get cannons up in time and hold off any attack. But it'll be up to JB to kind of deny that. First Zealot heading over towards the third base. It looks like JB's not reacting. No reaction here just yet from her. There we go. Now Lings are popping out. She's going to start this fight. Zealot can definitely take on those two Lings. And the probe's going to slip by. Everything kind of falling apart here for JB. Unfortunate series of events here. She was distracted by the Zealot. The Zealot killed those two Lings, and the probe managed to get into the main. So this is a bit tragic here for our Zerg player. And she's going to have to find another way to win this game. It's not going to be with that Hydralisk bust. Definitely not. So, Hydralisk bust, probably not going to work. What is the follow-up here? Kim adding on those extra cannons. She's building course. Wait, she's not adding on extra cannons. Where are they? Hold on. Kim might actually die here, guys. It's a little bit sad to see, but she scouted everything perfectly. Maybe she thought that JB wouldn't build any Hydras. I feel like you still build Hydras, if not to kill, but at least to destroy the wall here at the front. So we've got about 5-6 Hydras, and I don't see any more popping out. So this is, yeah, probably a wall-destroying force, but with the Zealots being as low as they are, and there's only one cannon, she could have run forward here and killed one of those cannons. She's not going to do it. She's just going to focus on the wall and transitioning here out of this play. So more drones going to be popping here, more hatches, and we're going to go into a more normal game. Forge here going to get targeted down as well. As that Hydralisk range finishes up, she's just built barely enough Hydras here to keep all the Overlords alive. And JB in a pretty decent spot at the moment. It's not great. It's not really where you want it to be. She wanted to be killing Kim right now, but, you know, she got spotted. She's going to kill this wall, and she can really start to drone up here and get back into a macro game. And Kim, she's still building cannons. She's a little bit frightened right now. She saw more Hydras hatching, so she has to take this very seriously. Her Templar Archives is done, but the storm is still quite some time away. And wow, JB actually sending quite a few Hydras across the map. She built an extra hatchery, but I don't see any more drones right now. Okay, there's the layer as well. All of this is pointing to a transition here from JB, except for the fact she's still building Hydras. So maybe she was trying for some sort of fake out here, but it doesn't seem like Kim has actually fallen for it. She appears to know everything that's going on and just building more and more cannons. With 7 done and 8th already on the way. There's only still only 3 drones here. She's just gonna go for it. All right, running forward, getting on top of this. There is no storm ready just yet, but she's gonna pull back anyway. That's way too much damage from that number of cannons. 8 cannons is just so much DPS. She's not gonna be able to break through there, and she just hasn't built any more drones, guys. This is not looking good. Starting off here for Team Queen. Oh, I forgot to pull up the score. Oh boy, that was a mistake. I'll probably edit that out, but Team Bisu versus Team Queen. Guys, I'm a mess without Shun, boys. What happened? I used to do only solo casting. Now I can't even put things together here. It's so difficult. Just kidding. But JB, she's pretty much out of this, guys. She really doesn't have a hope anymore. After just sitting back and not droning. Look at this drone, pathetic drone saturation here over at the natural base. She's starting to build drones now. I guess she's got Lurker on the way. That might be her only hope right now. Just hope that she can get into Lurker, build like 3-4 Lurkers here at the front, and maybe we'll be late with the observer. Okay, there's the robotics facility there. I think she's going to be on time with that. As long as she remembers to make that observatory and get an observer out, she should be able to break the lurker contain when it does eventually come. More drones being produced. She's really trying to drone back up here. Kim almost ready to push out, though. She's got so many storms, a ton of zealots here. Her double upgrades are going to kick in pretty darn soon. And right when I think that +1/+1 finishes up here, I think that'll be the moment for Kim to just shove out here, throw down the storms, shove all these Hydralisks back, break the contain. There's the lurkers at the back. You can see lurkers are being morphed. This is the only hope here for JB. Can she get these in the front in time? I don't see an observatory just yet. That may buy her enough time to get another 5-6 lurkers out and really like lock down this contain. It's possible. It's possible. Cannon's being killed here. Just getting prepared. There's the lurkers. They're in position. All right. JB still has a hope in this game. Kim delaying a little bit too long there has allowed the lurkers to set up in the front. She does not have an observatory yet. There it is in the main base now. So she's going to get that observer out. But there is a hope, right? JB, she's putting together the drones still. She's got a good number of lurkers here. And there's only going to be one observer. When it pops out, if it gets killed immediately, then this contain will stand. It will go on. And it could go on for much, much longer. But there's a clock here on Kim. It's still a long clock. There's still lots of time. But every time an observer gets picked off, it's going to be extended longer and longer. She may actually want to get like observer speed or observer sight range here, just to ensure that she can get out of this without losing her observers over and over again. I don't see that just yet, but it is a good idea in a lot of these situations because everything hinges on Kim or JB holding this, right? She has to hold this. She doesn't have anything back at home. She's got no further tech. She's got no Queen's Nest. She's got no 4th base. She must hold this contain, or this game is just going to end. So everything comes down to breaking out here. And the observers are going to be the absolute linchpin of this attack. Coming forward now. First observer here. Well placed. Right on top of all of this. She's getting some good storms out as well. Lings are coming forward just to tank a little bit of damage here. Hydras looking for their opportunity to run forward and deal a little bit of damage to these Dragoons. Dragoons on the top side. Pretty well spread here. Hydra's coming forward. They're going to gun down a bunch of these Dragoons. Nice storm there on the bottom side. Nice storm on the top as well. Going to force everything back. They did deal some reasonable damage, though, to these Dragoons. No more Hydras on the top side, though. No more Hydras up there, and the Dragoons are going to break through that direction. So I think Kim has already done enough here. She should be able to push northward and take the expansion up there on that high ground. One thing I'd love to see her do is just run the Zealots out of here right now. Run the Zealots past the lurker, or run northward. Do not let the Zealots run into this. Oh my god, Kim making a huge mistake here, letting all these Zealots die for free. If she'd sent these northward over through that expansion and out onto the map, that would have created a huge problem for JB to deal with. But as it stands, JB just going to lose all of her lurkers here. Kim loses all of her Zealots as well. The contain has been broken. Probably Kim still wins this, but that was not as efficient as it could be. JB falling back now. +2/+1 was actually the timing she was waiting for. Kim pushing forward here. A lot of Dragoons now. Everything on retreat. All of the rallies have to be reset here. She's building lurkers in the middle of the map. I've definitely died this way before. Certainly trying to build lurkers on the defense, but the army is bearing down on these lurkers as they're morphing. This is not the position you want to be in. You want to have these lurkers in a good defensive spot, not being stormed the moment that they exit the eggs, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They get absolutely wiped out, and Kim going to continue to push forward here. She doesn't have any more storms with this army, but she's just catching rallies here as they come forward, and JB completely out of it here. She's got almost nothing left. Some Hydras morphing into lurkers in the natural, but Kim is just going to keep shoving forward. She's got her third base on the way, and she should be able to take this game. The first game of the series. Probably going to go to Team Bisoo here. Kim showing some great decision-making, some great scouting in this game. Really figuring out what JB was doing. Even though it looked like a transition back into a regular game, the drone count was just not there. Kim reacted to that. She built enough cannons, and she got the observers out here in time to break the contain. Very, very well done. +2/+2 is done, and she's killing hatcheries now, so JB is completely out of this. GG. She taps out. Game number 1 goes to Team Bisoo. All right, one of the matchups that I am most excited to watch here. Got Barracks versus Tyson, as I said in the intro. Barracks, I've been following him quite closely recently. He is at the very tippity top of the ladder, almost at 3,000 MMR right now, 2920, I believe. And we did a little investigation series on him. He is playing very, very well in this matchup. He didn't have like a single loss versus Protoss in that match history, so he's playing really, really good lately. He was about to throw down the barracks here next to the supply depot, and this is kind of his MO. The way that he likes to play is putting that barracks right there, but he's forced to throw it down here at the front, and we've got a gateway, so we're gonna see a zealot trickle coming across the map. And Barracks handles this very well, but what he handles even better is the follow-up in how he fights this. If the zealot or the Protoss players giving away zealots in the early game, he tends to come out with a very strong early push that can often topple the Protoss player. He is really, really good at these timings and knowing what he can get away with, how to punish these types of plays, and he even gets the probe here in the early game. Really nicely done there. The harassment is super, super annoying, along with the gas steal as well. All of this very, very frustrating to deal with, but Barracks with some class here, killing off the Protoss, the first Protoss probe, getting rid of that scout, and not delaying his Barracks at all. So looking good here. Gonna kill the gas geyser, and with the bunker in the front, he should be feeling nice and safe. Sees the first zealot coming across the map. He'll be prepared for that with about 2 to 3 Marines. Doesn't have any in the bunker just yet. I don't think. Maybe 1 in this bunker. Okay, yeah, he does have 1 in the bunker. He's gonna go ahead and run on by. In the main base, he doesn't have the greatest sim city to deal with this, but it's just 1 zealot. He should be able to defend this without losing too much. Yeah, there's really not a great sim city here, eh? This could be a little difficult. Gonna have to bring the SCVs to help deal with this, and this is slowing down the killing of this assimilator as well, so that's also gonna slow down the taking of this gas, right? So he's not gonna have the greatest gas. He's gonna lose this SCV on the command center as well, which is very annoying. Command center SCV does go down. Zealot here in the main gonna go and deal some more damage, trying to get some kills on some SCVs, but he should be able to surround and kill this. He's only got 20 HP. Okay, the Marine's gonna come back over here. Tyson actually doing some good damage so far to Barracks, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Barracks very, very strong. He's lost 1 SCV, not losing a Marine here, so that's actually a pretty Terran favored, I would say. 1 or 2 zealots have gone down so far, and Marines are still being produced, so he is going to go for one of these timing attacks. And what he likes to do is get quite a few Marines and push out with the tank, and then come in from an awkward angle with the vultures with speed and with mines as well. So we'll see if he does that again. He's also known to push with early Marines and just go for probes also. And it appears that that's what he's going to do here. He knows that this zealot is very, very low. There's 3 zealots, though. 3 zealots is scary, so he might just fall back. Yeah, 5 Marines cannot beat 3 zealots. He knows this. He's going to fall back across the map. He's still producing Marines, though. He's going to come out with that push here, I think, in just a little bit. And we'll see if Tyson can handle that. Barracks has his natural down. He's not too far behind on probes or SCVs right now. He should be fine with his current position. He's just poking just a little bit, seeing if there's any Dragoons out here, seeing what his opponent's going for. And there's the double factory. He should be going into double machine shop as well, I believe, just based on the plays that we've seen from him before. Ooh, he's gonna lose a Marine. One Marine does go down, being a little bit too aggressive here with these early Marines. He's gonna get shoved all the way back. 4 Zealots here is interesting, but Barracks, he knows exactly what's coming here from Tyson. He's even gonna get in the main base and he's gonna spot the observatory, so he knows it's just going to be Goon Observer here. And Zealots are going to dive right on top of this, or are they going to run straight on by? They are going to run by in towards the main, but SCVs get pulled. Great surround here. Great surround on these Zealots. He needs to pull the Marines out of the bunker, though, and go and help fight these Zealots at the end. But the Zealots are going to get up in here in the main. He sees triple factory. I don't know what this third factory is for, but you know it's got to be for something pretty darn aggressive. Gonna kill off this Zealot, get rid of that, and then go for whatever it is he's planning to do. But I think that Tyson has the right approach here. He's got the right composition, the right idea, which is just going to be tons and tons of Dragoons. Oh, he's actually going for Reaver as well. All right, gonna go for Reaver too. That's a nice tool for holding off any of these early game pushes. Doesn't have that many goons out right now. But with that Reaver, he should be able to do a lot. What is this? Observer heading across the map right now. We've got the shuttle just waiting for that Reaver to pop out. It's going to come here in just a second. This Observer going to spot the army coming forward as well. He's going to come right up to the front here, and we'll see if he can make something happen. We've only got 1 tank. So 1 tank, I don't think that Barracks can really do anything with this. He's gonna have to fall back and come up with some sort of different plan. He's got an armory on the way, so he may be able to pop out some Goliaths. Just getting into the +1 makes sense too. Huh? Stargate? Are we gonna go 2-base carrier here? 2-base carrier, it's looking more and more like that actually. 2-base carrier, huh? And this guy, Tyson doesn't even have Stork on his team, so I don't know where this idea is coming from, but maybe Bisu putting it in his head, or perhaps Mini? I'm not sure. But this is an interesting decision here for Tyson to go ahead and just go straight into 2-Stargate carrier off of 2-base. How is this going to work out? And can Barracks counter it properly? He's not aware of it just yet. Should have scanners here, and that's not in a really well hidden location. Those that carrier tech, it's not like it's over on the left side of the base or something, kind of hidden away, tucked away. It's right in the middle of all the production. So assuming Barracks scans the main regularly. Oh, he doesn't even have scanners. Okay, no scanners. Cutting some corners here is Barracks. Maybe he wants to go for a really big attack coming up. He did go for those really quick 4 factories, and that does, to me, stink of a timing. I think that's what's going to happen here, is a big old timing, and this does not bode well for Tyson. What you'd love for the Terran player to do right now is just be getting upgrades, you know, getting a starport, getting a science facility. Yeah, just so many factors coming out here. Just going for like an upgrade mech style. That's what Tyson wants Barracks to do in this situation, because otherwise he's just not going to have time. I don't think Barracks is going to give him that time to actually build any carriers here, or carriers in any significant number, which can potentially break through. Ooh, he gets 1 mine. Another mine goes off here. You're gonna have to drop the Reaver, but Vulture slipped by into the main base. He's gonna get in here and actually might see the carrier tech running by. He does see it. This is huge. Barracks in such a good spot now. He sees this, and he is already well positioned to counter this play. A lot of the time you'll see, you know, a Terran player, he's going for like up mech style, and then he'll come in or he'll scan and see the carrier tech, and then have to quickly switch over to building a bunch of factories and trying to hit a timing before the carriers come out in full force. But this timing is already well underway here. All the barracks are done, and only the first carrier has popped out. So he's gonna hit this really, really hard and just rally Goliaths across the map. He's got another vulture in the natural. He's gonna start killing more probes. You cannot be losing probes here right now. As a Protoss player, you are on just 2 bases. That's all you've got. Oh, he's gonna take big mine hits too. Oh man, this is looking really bad for Tyson. Barracks, the #1 ladder player right now, showing exactly why he is so formidable. Making his way into the natural again. Gonna snipe a ton of probes here. Before the fight even occurs, you can see him just falling back with his army, realizing, oh, I'm doing so much damage here. There's no way you're gonna have a nice timing with carrier. There's no way you're gonna be able to fight me here. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer, make sure I've got the biggest possible army before I fight you out on the field here. Ooh, that mine. Oh, another hit there. Too bad it wasn't on any probes. Another hit there. Tanks shoving forward here. Goliaths are now in production. I believe we've got 2 carriers, maybe the 3rd and 4th coming out here shortly. There's the Reavers, gonna take a couple of shots. Great hits from the Reavers, killing 3 tanks there just on their own. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. All the Dragoons melt. Tanks are gonna shove forward here. Goliaths have their range already. They're gonna gun down these carriers very, very quickly. Look at all the damage he did to that carrier. I think he got like 2 full volleys with 6 Goliaths. So that carrier is already pretty darn low. Just pure Goliath rallies coming forward here. They're coming from the left-hand side. They're gonna arrive here in just a second. There they are. Tanks still pushing forward here. Gonna start to bash down this wall at the front. And Tyson has been kind of punked here. He's gonna be pushed out of this game. I feel like he really played himself in this one. He had full vision of what Barracks was doing, and instead of going for a more standard play, instead of just building up a massive army, getting prepared for this timing, and just dealing with it, he decided to go 2 base carrier, and it just played completely into Barracks' hands. Unfortunate here. It feels like Tyson had been given a build. He knew exactly what he was going to do before the game even started, and just didn't want to deviate from that at all. No chance of deviation there. He just wanted to play 2 base carrier. He went for it in a bad situation and ends up taking the L. So, very nice. We've got a win on the board for Team Queen. We're going to jump into game number 3. Mighty versus Zealot here on Neo Sylphid. I've been hoping that we're going to see better games out of Zealot this season. It's really his first foray into KCM, and it has not gone very well. Mighty here might be a player he can take on. Double gateway. Oh, this is very sneaky play here. Putting the pylon in kind of a weird position, but if you come into the natural, you might suspect that this is just a normal gateway opener with 1 single gate. Unfortunately for Zealot, he's sent his overlord in the wrong direction, so he's not going to be able to fly over and scout. He will have to get the probe into the main in order to see that it's double gate. And this could really throw Zealot off. The number of it's funny, the number of Zealots that's going to come out here from Mighty is going to be surprising. Very surprising. He's not going to expect it. Here we go. He's coming into the natural. Sees 1 gate. Let's see. Does he run by? Yes, he does. Okay. Big moment here. Very big moment for Zealot that he scouts that right away. He's not going to take a 3rd base now. No need to take a 3rd base. Drop another hatch in your main base or at the natural and start to build up this ling count to counter the Zealots that are going to be coming across the map here. Don't allow these Zealots to get behind the mineral patches at the natural and take good trades, because that's going to snowball into a bad situation. So Zealot falling back here. He's got these 6 slings on the map. That's enough to contest with this first Zealot, but not enough for 3. So he will have to continue to produce there. One more hit on this. Probe gets it. Okay, good. Good. Probe has been killed. Sorry, guys are really cheering for Zealot here. I want to see him do a little bit better than what we've seen. And also, this is some dirty play from Mighty, going for 2-gate play. It's not a strong build in the modern era, but it can take your opponent off guard. And, you know, if they haven't been practicing against it a lot recently, they might make a mistake. They might play it out a little bit wrong. And that's kind of what Mighty's banking on here. He wants to make things kind of crazy in the early game and throw off the timings. Now a Sunken coming down. Great surround to start things for Zealot, but as the Zealots pull back here for Mighty, you've got to fall back to a better position. He's going to let them into the main. Oh boy. 2 Zealots heading into the main here. Going to start to pick off some drones, and these Zealots going to hold the fort here. They're going to hold the wall. Make sure that Zealot can't bring his lings back in order to fight. Losing 2 drones? No way. That's way too much damage. You cannot be losing those drones right now. He loses 2 drones. He's got... Oh my god, it's just barely out of range. I can't believe those Zealots are not getting hit right now. But a great surround here to finish this off. He deals with those Zealots, but Mighty feeling good right now. He killed 2 drones, and he forced a buttload of lings. So I think he's going to be completely fine. Zealot is limping right now. Oh god, he's building lings. I think Zealot's decided he can't play this game out. He has to... Okay, he's got another drone in production. Why was he building lings right there? You need drones. It's so strange. Okay, he's made a bit of an error, I feel. I would almost cancel this third hatchery at this point. He lets it finish, but you need money so badly right now, and getting the drones up, making sure that you can afford to use all of the larvae that you have is much more important than getting more larvae in some situations. And I don't know if this is the right choice, but he's not canceled that. And look, he just can't build much, right? He's got, what, 8 larvae here, and he can maybe build 3 drones? So that's not very good. That's a bit rough. He's gonna send his lings back home. He really can't do anything. That's why I was saying earlier, like, it's crazy that he was still building lings after that Zealot attack was held. I guess he was starting them, like, right as the Zealots were dying off, but you should be able to tell, like, hey, I've got a Sunken already. I've managed to kill all of the Zealots. I should be fine. So no really... Or the Zealots are all going down. There's no real reason to continue to build lings, but... Now he's in such a difficult economic position. He's gonna have to hold this next Zealot attack. He's got so many larvae sitting here, and he's supply blocked at the moment. Trying to go into a Hydralisk bust, it looks like. But we've already got a cannon coming here. I don't know what the tech is like for Mighty. I don't think he's built a Stargate just yet, but I think maybe it just got thrown down in the main. It's possible. Mighty's really been focusing on building Zealots here. I don't think you can take a fight here as Mighty against a good number of lings and the Sunken colony. Plus, you've got drone support as well. I just don't think that's going to go well for you or for him. There's the Corsair, or there's the Stargate. Corsairs will be coming out here. It's all going to come down to this attack from Zealot. Can he get over there and kill that cannon? There's enough Zealots here, I think, for Mighty to buy enough time to get some cannons up, as long as he sees this before it's like right at his natural. Okay, 2 cannons are going to be here, so at least he's got the second cannon on the way. He has fallen back all the way across the map though, so Zealot gonna move all the way over here for free, which is not good. 3rd cannon on the way, so maybe he does know about this. Maybe he suspects it. 3rd base on the way for Zealot, so he's kind of giving himself an out here, but I don't know if it's a real out, if it's a possible out that Zealot can take, because he's already pretty darn all in, building all of these Hydras right now, looking to break through. I think this has all been scouted. Yeah, you can see over this wall that there are a bunch, or outside of his natural here, that there are a bunch of Hydras. So 5 Hydras here at the front. Hydra range should be finishing up here shortly. Gonna go to work on some of these overlords. Does Zealot have anything back at home right now to deal with this? Okay, he's got 2 Hydras, thank goodness. Can't be losing overlords at this moment. It's so important to keep these alive. More cannons here at the front. Zealot, his hatchery has been spotted. Mighty knows. Mighty knows what's coming here. And Zealot is in more and more of a desperate situation. More cannons at the front. Yeah, it's not looking like a bust is going to be possible. Maybe he goes for the JB play after this, you know? Maybe he turns it around and just says, I'll go ahead and start Lurker upgrade now. Make it into a contain play. That could be possible. You get a really good surface area. You have a really good surface area to put your arc here at the front in order to contain Mighty. And it's already very cluttered with all of these cannons, so it will be hard to break out of a contain, but I don't know. The +1 is already done. He's gonna lose his forge here. Lair is just now starting, so he's a long way away. Ooh, okay, he's actually gonna try and run forward and bust. Lings are actually doing a good job at holding back the Zealots. All the Zealots have killed. All the probes are going down really, really fast. There goes the wall. 2 Zealots are left. Not that many cannons here at the front. 1 Overlord gonna go down the main as it scouts through. He's gonna see all the gateways finishing up here. And he definitely knows that he's in a rough situation. Not breaking through, or barely not breaking through, is actually worse than not even trying to break through in the first place, right? He's lost a lot of Hydras here. He's trying to double expand behind this, but how can you make drones right now when your opponent is producing out of 8 gateways? He's gonna have so many Zealots coming out on the map here very, very soon. You need something like Lurker to help you defend more efficiently against that. Potentially having a Lurker contain here would be really, really good. I don't see any robotics facilities, so having a Lurker contain here could actually buy him some more time. That might be the robotics right there. Yeah, there's the robotics here in the natural. So he is aware that that's a possibility, and more than a possibility, I think it's a certainty here for Zealot, because he just cannot build pure Hydra and fight against this. Doesn't have the economy. Even if he had the economy, it would be very difficult, but without the economy behind it, it's going to be near impossible. He's doing a good job of dodging some of these initial storms, but look at the Hydras just getting melted here. They are going to have to fall back across the map, and what does Zealot have behind this? He's at 58 supply. 58! And we've already got all the gateways down, so Mighty is just producing pure units right now. Huge amounts of units going to come out here. He's not even going to worry about taking a 3rd base for now, I don't think. Just macro out as many units as possible and start to split Zealots into each different base. Send 2 Zealots over here, send 2 Zealots over here, send the rest in towards the natural, and some Templar coming along as well. So he's not even just going to go for the Zealot splitting play. He's going to go for a full-on fight here with the Templar. Try to end Zealot right here, right now, and I think it's a good time. It's a good idea here from Mighty. He's going to deal some damage with these Corsairs, but the Zealots are going to come through, taking a fight with these Hydras. Yeah, Zealot just can't fight this. The Hydras are just not strong enough right now. They do not have the numbers, and the storm is going to tip the balance. It's going to tip the math. Base over here in the center right is going to end up getting killed. Probably all the drones going to end up going down as well. Storm on these would be huge. Does throw down a storm on the Hydras. Boom. Massive explosion of Hydra bodies there. Their blood littering the field, and that's gotta be it. Dropping down to 66 supply, half the supply of his Protoss opponent. He's gonna surround this army with Lurkers as well. Is pretty darn good. A lot of these Zealots are gonna go down in a pretty efficient manner, but now we've got Archons. We've got a Zealot flank here too. This is the next round of Zealots, so another 8 Zealots hitting the field, and there's gonna be another 8 Zealots just minutes after this. Or no, it's going to switch into Dragoons as well. So he's going to add on that range damage. Kind of the linchpin of the Protoss army. The backbone, really, of the Protoss army. Those Dragoon numbers. He does need to kill one more of his cannon and get this army out here on the field. But in the best of situations, it's hard to hold off an army of this size from the Protoss with Archons, Dragoons, Templar, and Zealots. You have to have some real complexity in your army. A lot of lurkers, a lot of Hydras, and a few groups of Lings as well to kind of tank things. And I just don't see it. Zealot's got like less than 12 Hydras. He's got a lot of lurkers, but we can just rotate here as Mighty. We can head over to the base over at that forward third. Try to hit that from the side. And these lurkers can't be everywhere at once. They're gonna run for... Oh no, Zealot. What are you doing, man? Sending lurkers over that direction, but just allowing them to get damaged. And now the army's just gonna break through the remainder of the lurkers. Mighty securing his victory here. He's still doubled the supply of Zealot. We do have quite a few Hydras coming in from multiple angles right now, but the Storms annihilating everything. And what you see is what you get right now for Zealot. His economy is in shambles here. The number of Hydras he can pump out is just not going to be enough to take on this army, not to mention the armies that are going to be flowing forward from Mighty from here on. He's taking his third base. He's just pumping out units here. And unfortunately, another disappointing performance from Zealot. He gets taken out. Ouch. And I really want to see this guy do well in his debut, but getting taken down once again, disappointing his squad. Queen probably regretting picking up Zealot for this lineup. But it is what it is. It's tough. It's tough to perform on stage. It's tough to perform in these high pressure situations. On ladder is one thing, but in tournament in the KCM is a completely different animal. All right, our TVT, the only one of the night. We got Bora, the bus driver, versus Toss Girl. And on paper, this should absolutely go to Toss Girl. Bora, not nearly the competitor that Toss Girl is. Toss Girl's been around forever. She's got, what, 8 ladies ASL championships under her belt. We are on cross map here as well. Vermeer. This is gonna go most likely to a late game. I don't know. Maybe we'll see like a crazy vulture war here in the early game. But I think that almost no matter what we see, unless it's like a super quick Toss Girl victory, I don't think that Bora's going to be able to outsmart Toss Girl here in the early game and just take a win. And the longer the game goes, I feel like the more veteran, stronger player is advantaged in that situation. And so I'm expecting a Toss Girl victory here, guys, but I'm happy to be surprised. Maybe Bora's got something special for us. All her training partners are Protoss, though. Her entire team is Protoss, by the way. Right? She's the bus driver, the 8 squad. What kind of insight have they given her into how to deal with Toss Girl in TVT? What could they possibly have to offer? I can't imagine. I cannot imagine what they've decided to tell her. Maybe, you know, I'm sure they're pro players, of course. They've got their ideas. I'm sure that they've played some Terran here and there, right? We've got Bisu, we've got Mini. Maybe they've got some ideas, but it's just funny for me to think. It's funny for me to imagine the mental image here of Bora the bus driver, you know, driving the bus there at the front, and all the apes in the back yelling at her, backseat driving her as she's driving down the road. Oh god. All right, double factory in the middle of the map. We're going for this play, hey? Alright. This is gonna be a quick game, guys. We're gonna kind of gamble it all. Ah, and Toss Girl saw it. Scouted. Oh boy. Okay. I said this is gonna be a quick game, guys. This game is gonna be really fast now. She's gonna switch SCVs to try and get this built. But this is already revealed. Everything is gone wrong for Bora. Yeah, such a smart move here from Toss Girl. Just throwing down the starport immediately. All you're gonna have is ground units here. You're gonna be forcing. There's very, very low chance that she's gonna go for an armory. Maybe she's gonna build an eBay here. Maybe she goes for eBay, but she's gonna be using all the money that she has. Oh, armory. Okay. Maybe realizing that this will be the counter. Building an armory. Vultures being built in the middle of the map. But there's SCV and Marines here at the top of the ramp. She's gonna get a tank. With the tank blocking the ramp, there's like nothing you can do with just pure Vulture. And Toss Girl's just going to get into her tech and push out nice and safely here, and then when she's got the advantage, push to the middle of the map. And yeah, you just completely wrecked here with the tank and Marines. Vulture does a lot of damage to Marines, but Marines have a ton of DPS, and the tank just adds so much to this as well. And she feels like she's got the advantage already. I don't know about this. There's 3 Vultures here in the middle. This can probably get wiped up, but the tank will still survive. The tank will still survive, but the Marines might all get killed. Marines all dying here is a little bit annoying, but tank gonna shove forward. And once you take over the factories here in the middle, the game is basically over. There's nothing that you can do as the Vulture player here. See, she doesn't even have... Oh, a couple of Goliaths, okay. Toss Girl backing away just in time there. Not gonna get any attacks on that tank from the Goliaths, so just building pure Goliath. I thought she was just gonna be building Vultures here, but I guess that makes sense. Again, not a TVT expert, but building Goliaths in the middle of the map, it still doesn't seem good. That's what I'll say, is it's definitely not a good situation here, but maybe she can overwhelm, like get 4, maybe 6 Goliaths and then try to come in. There should only be 3 or 4 tanks. With that many Goliaths, maybe she can overwhelm, and the Wraith play is really not gonna help. But if Siege mode finishes, I think that's just it. Like, she's not gonna be able to do anything after that. Wraiths, I think, should be sent directly across the map, start killing SCVs back at home, because Goliaths are gonna be popping in the middle of the map, right? And coming straight over here, rallying straight towards the natural. Oh, she's got Cloak. So I guess Cloak is actually gonna force her back. Why did she not kill the command center there? She's afraid to lose a couple of Goliaths, I guess, but it feels like killing the command center would just be so big. And now these Goliaths are gonna go down anyway to the Cloak Wraiths. So that felt a little bit weird for me from Bora, but Bora just gonna fall back here. She's waited out the Cloak, waited out the Wraith energy. And I don't know where we go from here, guys. I think we're going straight towards a Toss Girl victory. There should be a second factory, maybe a third factory from Toss Girl. And then she should be able to push out and kill the center. Wraiths are going to go around the map, and actually they should head towards the main base to start killing SCVs. This is long overdue. These should have gone that way quite some time ago. There's only 2 Marines back at home, and it's a long walk back home. Oh god. 1 Wraith getting lost there. That's unfortunate. Couple Cloak Wraiths gonna fly into the main base. Finally gonna deal a little bit of damage here. Floating back 1 factory while the other factory continues to make. That's interesting. Alright, Bora is gonna try to make this work. It's a little bit too much to float back both factories at the same time. You're gonna lose way too much production. So she's just going to float back 1 for now. And we've already lost like 3-4 SCVs. Another one going to go down here. This is a lot of damage, but now the Goliaths are back home. They're going to be able to push away these wraiths. And more Goliaths being made in the middle, more factories being made here in the main. We're going to go into a long game, I guess. It seemed like things were going to fall apart for Bora, but she appears to have kind of maneuvered this into a reasonable spot where she actually can fight, but you can see the supply. We're already 10 supply ahead for Toss Girl. Toss Girl a little bit more solid with the normal play here. And Bora gambling just slightly with the double factory in the middle, getting scouted and all that. Hasn't gone the best, but she's managed to still live here. Still be fine for now. 2 Goliaths go down instantly there. Nice siege up from Toss Girl. It's just about time to move across the map and actually contain Bora now, because the tank count is huge. There's no tanks on the field for Bora. Got cloak still. I don't think we have anything to deal with that cloak. Sieging up in the front. The factory's just going to float away. Toss Girl going to continue this slow push forward here, not taking any chances with these fights. Keeping all of her tanks sieged up. Vulture's going to try to run by. Maybe they can get some good kills here. Though the rallies from Toss Girl should be able to deal with this. It's going to take a minute. And, okay, we've actually got some mines as well. Not bad, not bad. First scan goes down, but more and more SCVs being killed right now. Really evening out the economy right now. Nice job, very nice job by Bora with these 3 vultures. I don't know how many kills that was, but it felt like a lot. Like maybe 8+ SCVs got killed there. So she's got to be feeling a lot better now. With tanks out here as well, maybe she can prevent Toss Girl from really trapping her in the upper left here. Can she get the surround? Can she get the containment up on Bora? Or will Bora be able to break free? Coming forward. Tank's going to siege up here at the front. 1 or 2 tanks a little bit too far forwards here. Mines are being thrown down, but they're not in range of these tanks. Okay, one of them was in range. She kills all the tanks. Gonna continue to shove up here. Tank's gonna siege up right in the natural now. This might be it. I think that Bora, despite having a few decent plays here, oh, this mine is so sneaky. She's really forcing the tanks back so far here with this. Wraiths coming in as well. That's so many tanks, and GG is called. Bora tabs out. Not a surprise there. Toss Girl takes another win home for Queen. Excellent. We are all tied up. Team Queen and Team Bisou 2-2, with Bisou coming out for his squad versus Huro, aka YSC, on Apocalypse, that PvP. So we did get 2 mirror matchups here in this week of Team KCM. So should be interesting. Haven't seen any Protoss versus Protoss on Apocalypse as of yet. I think it's a decent map. It's one of those maps, though, with no high ground main. That's something to keep in mind. Whenever there's no high ground main, 3-gate goon becomes exponentially more powerful. It works so much better when there's no easy spot to retreat to with the high ground mischance. That also means that DT play becomes exponentially more likely, because if you know that your opponent is likely to go for 3-gate goon and, you know, skip over the observer, then DT is an instant win. So we'll see which builds these 2 players decide to go for. Both of them so far with mirrored builds overall, and no sign of divergence just yet. Getting in with the probes on both sides here right away. Not throwing down a Manor Pylon or anything, both of them. Not skipping a Zealot either. Going into a very nice, normal early game here. We should be seeing both players grabbing their range. And a Dragoon popping on both sides here very soon. And then, once the Dragoon's dealt with the Zealot, that's when we're going to see the first major changes here between the two. That's when we're going to see the first divergence here between their builds. Can't really start to throw down your tech until you've dealt with the Scout. And now as the Dragoon pops out, looks like the Scout for YSC is going to go down. Bisu's Scout managed to escape, so taking a slight advantage in that regard. And there it is, triple gateway, as expected. It is powerful on a map like this, and YSC going to gamble it all, as you do with Protoss, and especially in Protoss versus Protoss. Gambling is the name of the game. It's a game of poker, truly. And the hand right now is 3 Gate Goon. What is Bisu gonna go for here? Will he play DT? That's gonna be the instant win. That's gonna be the trump card here. But instead, he's gonna throw down a Nexus. Okay. This could be a very difficult game for Bisu. He's probably going to drop a robotics facility after this, and a second gateway. And with just 2 gateways and everything delayed, he's not going to have enough goons to hold this off. And this could be a quick win for YSC. We'll see how his control is. Double gate. Okay, no robo. Interestingly, maybe he throws it down a little later. But with 3 gate, just a bit late, a slightly later 3 gate with the Nexus, if he holds the initial attack and trades efficiently, he might still have a chance here. You can see there's a lot more goons. A lot more goons. You know what? I might change my mind on that. I'm not not a PvP expert either, but I feel like there's a hope for Bisu, but it's very dim right now. 4 Dragoons and a Zealot. 3 more Dragoons on the way here. It's going to get some good targeting. Zealot is getting a lot of damage here, but the targeting from YSC is very good as well. Going to pick off 2 Dragoons right away and just shoving forward here. I think that Bisu might just be dead. 3 more Dragoons heading straight across the map. Looks like they're going to arrive right as the next round of Dragoons pops out for Bisu. And YSC going to have a 1 Dragoon advantage here in this next fight. Oh, he kills another Dragoon. Oh, great blocks here with the probes. Really, really good blocks with the probes. Keeping these Dragoons from running away. And he's going to get another couple kills here. But 4 more Dragoons are at the front now. 4 Dragoons versus 3 and a Zealot. Actually, Bisu manages to out-micro that. Gonna get shoved back here with 3 Dragoons in his natural. It's 3 on 3. But one of the Dragoons is very low. Another 3 Dragoons are gonna pop out soon, but 3 are already on the way across the map here for YSC. YSC just gonna back up, I think. Back up and wait for his 3 more Dragoons. Ooh, he takes some damage. He does take some damage. Targeting 1 Dragoon down. He gets that 1. Now it's gonna be 5 versus 4 here in this upcoming fight. And 5 versus 5. There we go. 5 versus 5. Bisu has managed to hold on, I think, long enough. Ooh, and the miss target there. Not targeting the right Dragoon. Okay, gets 2 at the same time. 3 on 3 here. Very intense micro battle back and forth for Bisu and Hudo. Hudo gets that 1 more Dragoon. He gets 1 more. More Dragoons, though, pop out for Bisu. Bisu gonna hold once again. Hudo waiting for his next 3 Dragoons. They're gonna arrive here just in time to take this next fight, but I think Bisu still has the advantage. No, it's 4 to 5. Hudo's got 1 more. There are still some probes to add their damage as well. Running forward here, killing as many as he can. 1 more hit on that 1 Dragoon. He does pick that off. Bisu is just 2 Dragoons here against 3, but that gets surrounded. Hudo's gonna run into the main here. These Dragoons are completely sacrificial. Nothing he can do with those. I think Bisu has done it. He's gonna come out ahead here. And Hudo, the 3 Gate Goon, has been countered. Look at that. Really impressive stuff here from Bisu. Bisu just barely hanging on against this play, and it appears Huro wants to go into some Templar here. Dark Templar, High Templar, I'm not 100% sure which one it's going to be, but he's going to try something. Whereas Robo Facility, we're going to have observers here out of Bisu. That's the more standard, typical play. Gonna roll the dice again here. We'll see if Huro can get some good damage with the Templar that he's gonna bring out. Or is Bisu just gonna continue to rocket ahead? Look at that, 55 to 43. Both players have a Nexus, but Bisu's been mining from this for a long time, whereas Huro still just mining on one base. As the Nexus finishes up, he will get that second base rolling, but he's far behind Bisu's economy at the moment. And catching up, playing catch up against Bisu, it's not an enviable position. Bisu, an absolute professional, and as most professionals are, it's very hard to play from a deficit against them, to win, or to force them to let go of a lead, because once these pro players have a lead, it's just nearly impossible. Oh my god. DT. Oh, it's just barely gonna slip by. Ooh, gets out of vision of that observer. Might get a few kills here. It looked like that was gonna get completely shut down. I guess it got like 1 or 2 kills. Oh, in the natural, it's gonna get a few kills. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. Nice. Alright, well, not bad actually, Huro, getting quite a few kills. Bisu still ahead in supply and has better tech. He's got the observers, he's gonna have Reavers too, coming out here pretty soon. I imagine, there it is, Reaver tech. So, I mean, Huro making some good moves. It's not going to win him the game here, but it is giving him a slight chance. So you're saying there's a chance. And yes, Huro, he might be able to wage some sort of comeback game here. But it's going to be still a very hard uphill battle. Now 20 supply behind Bisu. As Bisu sits here in the front. That all happened because that one DT managed to slip by. I saw some missed shots there as the DT came forward. I don't know what that was all about, but quite a few of those Dragoons actually missed, and that one DT slipping by, it's got to be frustrating. It allowed the second DT to get that damage. If it hadn't slipped by, Huro really would have gotten nothing for that. And the DT tech would have been an absolute waste. Now he's got High Templar here. They're coming out. Storm should be on the way as well. We'll be mixing in more Zealots now because you're not going to be able to afford just pure Dragoon and High Templar. It's a little bit too gas intensive, so maybe getting into Zealot speed as well. Bisu sees absolutely everything. He can see that there's really no defense at the main base. Will he take advantage of that? He may send this Reaver just across the map and start to deal some probe damage, or maybe he wants to just push. He's gonna shove up the ramp here, and realizing that his position is untenable, Huro gonna fall back across the map. He's a full 20 supply behind. He's just gonna send in a DT. See how much more damage he can get here. One DT slipping in, gets a 1 kill. Will end up falling back. He goes for the shots on that. Ooh, on the shuttle, but the shuttle manages to survive. One storm goes down, a pretty decent storm indeed. Oh, but the High Templar's blocking these Dragoons, losing 3 Dragoons for free there as he retreats. Not great. Really not good for Huro, who's fallen even farther behind in supply now. Bisu gonna close this one out, it looks like. It's looking more and more like that. Coming forward here. Great storm right on top of that Reaver, trying to deal the damage to finish that off, but just not able to get it done. DT gonna come in here, should be picked off. There is an observer with this army. Another good storm here in the middle of all these Dragoons. But time to make an Archon. He does indeed make one, but there's just not gonna be enough time. He does kill the Reaver. Still Zealots here and a good contingent of Dragoons are left, just down to 58, 56. Army supply, or supply in total. Gonna fall back against these probes that have come out to support. He killed both those cannons there. But now having to fall back here, Bisu has more rallies coming forward. Dragoon's gonna get on top of this, and speed is done for the Zealots as expected now for YSC. So that does make them a lot more powerful, but against Reaver Tech, they're really not that great. They're not very strong. He's gonna be forced back once again. Bisu just gonna be hanging out here in the middle of the map. And YSC, he needs to do something here. He needs to get something done. I would, if I'm YSC right now, and I know I'm not YSC, I'm not even close to the Protoss player that he is, but I feel like the only way to get back in this game is with a Templar drop. You need to get a shuttle out, and maybe that costs too much. Maybe he wouldn't be able to make that happen in time, but I feel like that's the only hope here. Nice storm on the left side, getting quite a bit of damage there. The Reaver really shoving everything back right now because he just doesn't have the tools to deal with that unit right now. He needs to make another Archon. He doesn't manage to do it. More Templar are gonna come up here. Another storm should be on this Reaver and shuttle here pretty soon. Nice storm in the middle of that Reaver shuttle and Dragoon army. Pretty good holding off here. Still a 2-base versus 2-base game. And the mains are gonna start to mine out pretty soon. Oh, he does get the Reaver. Zealots are gonna be so much more useful now. Zealots can just send forward and really force back the Dragoons while the Dragoons of Huro deal their damage. And so Bisu does have to fall back until he has another Reaver. So really impressed at Huro for hanging on this thus far, but he's still a full 20 supply behind. There's the robotics facility. All right, that's the win con here. That's the win con. You make a shuttle, you put one Templar in it, you send it across the map, and you pray for the storm of all storms that kills the entire probe line at the natural as the probes are sent from the main. Gonna take this fight right now. Archon here in the mix. A big storm there on a lot of those Dragoons. Not the greatest pulling away, and he loses the shuttle. He loses the Reaver. Oh my god, Bisu with some serious errors here in his micro, and now he's getting shoved back. The Zealot is tanking so much damage. The Archon taking so much damage. The Dragoons are gonna win this fight. He's shoving him back. Bisu on the back foot here. Huro shoving forward. Is he actually going to be able to bring this game back from a disadvantageous position? Wow, look at the supplies evening out here by quite a lot. Bisu, 85 supply. YSC, 84. Oh my goodness, a third base comes up. Unreal. Why is he gonna fall back to his high ground and defend this third? And it'll be up to Bisu. Does he want to try and break this, or does he want to take the third and go into the late game? It's hard to go into the late game. Storm is way better than Reaver in the late game. Those storms just dealing so much more damage, so much more consistently. And I don't know, man. Bisu, maybe he wants to fly in and try to deal some probe damage. You know, it's been kind of confusing to me this entire game that Bisu's never gone for probe damage. We only just now have observers on the map for YSC. Up until this point, he never had observers. So he had no way of knowing that a shuttle was coming into his main base, and he had no defenses there either. Plus, the main base is actually facing towards Bisu. So instead of keeping the shuttle with the army the entire time, had he sent it into the main to kill a bunch of probes, we might be looking at a very different game. But now it is completely even, and YSC honestly has the superior tech. This is not good. Bisu gonna come forward here. He's got a lot of Dragoons and 2 Reavers in this army. Why is he gonna fall back though and let the Dragoons kind of clump up here in the middle? He's gonna storm right on top of that Reaver. Reaver eats a storm immediately. Great pickup there. Really great pickup. But the second Reaver's gonna go down. A great storm on the Dragoons from the top, but the surround here is getting a little bit too strong. That's so many Dragoons in favor of Bisu. He's shoving everything back. Looks like these Templar are going to end up going down as well. More Zealots are going to arrive here. But I'm surprised that YSC wanted to come out and fight against that army. Maybe staying on high ground would have been a better decision. DT here in the mix, going to be dealing some damage. He noticed that Bisu lost a couple of observers at the front, and now the DT is going to be able to deal some damage. He falls back away from the army as the observers arrive. But now this army is bearing down on the third base. Can Bisu break him? He has to do the break right now. He has to break him here, or he will end up losing this game. Great storm there. In the middle of all of these Templars, Zealots are doing a fantastic job, and the shuttle went down. Oh my god. Huro, is he gonna be able to do it here? The Dragoon number is falling. Bisu is being shoved back. +1 is done for YSC. It is not done for Bisu. Bisu still has some Dragoons to micro here. He's still got some units to move, but he's lost so much. He doesn't have his Reavers to fight back these Zealots. The Zealots are just jumping on top of everything. Micro here is Bisu's best friend. Can he win this fight and push into the third base? It's not looking great for him, though he still does have a bit of an army supply advantage. YSC has so much more economy here. He's pumping out so many more units right now. Where Bisu is mined out of his main, he's mining on one base. There's nothing here in the main. And the main is about to, or the natural's about to run out as well. Looks like YSC abandons the third base. He's gonna go back to mining here in the natural, but I think he mines out later. This is a crazy game, guys. I was not expecting a game like this between Huro and Bisu, but it is fantastic to be surprised. Zealot's gonna run up here, getting on top of these Dragons. Oh my god, the Dragoon's gonna get stuck and forced away on the left-hand side. He's gonna be able to kill all of these Dragoons for free. Dragoons will be going down here, and now YSC has a bit of an advantage. One more storm is available, so he's forcing Bisu back, and Bisu still does not have a third. YSC secured this. I think he's actually gonna win this game, guys. What a comeback. What an insane comeback here from YSC. He was down and out for an incredible amount of time. He was full 20 supply behind for at least 8 minutes here. Just barely hanging on in these fights. Bisu being a little bit too predictable and always wanting to take the fights here against the superior tech. Storm's gonna go down on all of this. The shuttle drops one more time. He kills the Reaver, and GG is called. Wow. An amazing game and an unexpected result here for Huro. He gets the clapper from me. He gets the clapper from our casters as well. And Team Queen gets another point on the board. Well, that might be the best PvP of the season, guys. That was amazing. Of course, I haven't watched many PvPs lately, but that was super impressive from both sides. First of all, Bisu hanging on against the 3-gate goon pressure. And secondly, the comeback from YSC with the DT play and the Templar storming everything. It was beautiful to watch. Truly beautiful to watch. And now, as we move in here to game number 6, my expectations are astronomically high for Mini versus Queen here. This is the matchup that everyone should have been looking forward to. But that last match really exceeding expectations. Really happy with the tournament so far, with this day of the tournament so far, and just with this tournament in general, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure casting KCM for you over the past couple of years, and this new format's amazing as well. And I just want to thank everybody for 4,000 subs on the channel. So thank you. Shout out to all of you. And shout out to the Patreon subscribers as well for keeping this channel alive and helping me to keep Broodwar going in the modern era. So, with all that being said, this is your ace match, basically your ace match, right? I guess maybe the ace match will be Bisu versus Queen, I guess, but Mini an absolute you know, ace player here. He is just so strong. He hasn't been showing as great results just recently, but he's always a very big contender in the ASL. He's actually, I think, more likely than Bisu to win an ASL. You guys can tell me in the comments if you think that's a true statement or not, but I feel like he stands more of a chance. Anyway, Bisu, maybe in this matchup we would say he's a bit of a better player, but we've seen some genius out of Mini in the past here in PvZ as well. But I digress. We've got a Zealot here heading into the main. This is the back and forth that occurs in many of our ZVP matches, with the gateway build running into 12 hatch. You do have to deal with these early Zealots with very few lings and with the drones initially before the lings pop out. So he's done a pretty good job of that so far, avoiding any kills on his drones, but losing some mining time, you know, messing up the optimal mining. You know, you want to be on certain patches, not others, in order to, you know, get the optimal mining. You want to have one drone per patch. He doesn't really have that after, you know, having to drift his drones around on top of all of this. Coming in once again over here at the natural. This is the song and dance that's played out a million times in this matchup, but Mini is one of the best in the world at making it work for him. Going back and forth with his multitasking. Now going to lose this Zealot behind the mineral patches, but he's got 3 Zealots and a probe here at the front. We're going to have Lings flanking this that are over at the third base right now. And we've got Lings behind the main mineral patches that should be hitting this from the front. So a little bit of haphazard here from Queen. He doesn't have the Lings from the third over here just yet, so he can't fight this fully. One drone does go down. Nice job there from Mini, getting 1 drone at least. He would love to get more, but 1 drone kind of evens things out a little bit here. If you lose 1 drone in the early game, you might as well have gone for the 9 pool. That's the saying that I've always heard from Shun, and I think it rings true. Losing that 1 drone is going to make things pretty darn even at this point. With Mini sitting back at home now, he's lost quite a few Zealots, so there's not really a good move-out timing for him for a little bit. So Queen should be able to just drone heavily from here. But everything very, very even in this early game. And Mini, you know, he's done a good job with the Zealots, but Queen handling it about as well as he possibly can in these situations. It's very, very hard to do, so I applaud him for sure. Able to multitask and only lose 1 drone against all of these attacks is it's pretty darn good. And now we're going to have Queen going into lair, and you know, Queen, he's not the type of player that I would expect to go for Hydralisk Stand and try to bust. I don't think that Mini would expect that from him either. Queen, much more of a late game Zerg player, and it's a little confusing that he decided to take the forward hatchery here. I think this forward hatchery leans you much more towards a Hydralisk bust, because the speed at which you can reinforce at the front is pretty darn good here with that hatchery in the center. I think if you want to play a game more like this, you want more likely, I think, want to take 12, or optional alternatively you could take top left natural. It's a little bit more defensible, and it's going to be harder for the Protoss player to push a little bit later on. This base here towards the center, once the Protoss holds the high ground in the center of the map, they can push down onto that base pretty easily. There's still a lot of surface area which you can maneuver your army around as Zerg to try and surround that as it's coming down onto the low ground, but I think it's going to be a little bit more problematic for Queen than if he had gone for a more defensible third base. Anyway, we're gonna find out here coming up very soon. Zealot's gonna get in here just before the Mutalisks are ready, before the Spire is ready. Zealot's gonna come in and kill this sunken colony here before it can even finish. And yeah, it's gotten so low now that there's no point in letting it finish. He does cancel that sunken, but it did eat enough damage. You know, it did suck up quite a lot of DPS from these Zealots, and the Lings, it appears, are going to be enough to clear this out. So you know what, this is fine for Queen, completely fine. More Zealots are going to arrive here, and there should be Mutas popping out, I think, pretty soon. Although this is just pure Ling right now. No +1 here for Mini, so Mini taking fights against the Lings is not going to be the best. You still 3-hitting those Lings, so Queen holding off with Lings here. He's going to build another sunk colony at the front. He's managed to hold off everything. Nothing's gotten too crazy here for Queen just yet. He's lost a couple of Overlords, and there are quite a few Corsairs here at the moment. But where does Mini want to take this? Does he want to go into DTs now? A lot of times when he goes for this type of play, he's going to go into something like DTs. He's going to try and make things really, really crazy. Getting on top of some of these Hydras, almost picking off one of those Hydras with the Zealots, but gets forced back. Really efficiently here. Queen holding on to everything and adding on a 6th hatchery as well. So he's going to be in the 6th hatch Hydra very, very soon. And that's it's looking a little scary. Queen on 6 hatch without taking too much damage is a macro machine, a macro god that's going to be very difficult to deal with. Ooh, I don't think these Hydras have range just yet, so they're having a hard time sniping into these Corsairs. Corsairs get 1 kill, but Scourge come in, and I think one of the Corsairs actually got picked off there, or no? Okay. Oh, another connection there, but no kills on those Corsairs. 6 Corsairs here. Gonna be 2-shotting those Scourge, and he's coming into this third base. The SimCity is amazing. SimCity is really, really good here for Queen, but he's going to lose Overlords. Nearly 100%. There's nothing really you can do about that. I don't see a DT to combo with this, which would be, you know, the best play is to have those DTs there. Going to come in, splitting up his Scourge. He does get 1 Corsair, but Corsair managed to pick off the rest of the Scourge. And it appears Mini going to fall back for now. So a lot of small skirmishes here, but you cannot get in on that base. Not with pure Zealot against Hydra. That is a very, very nice position. If you're playing on this map, if you're a Zerg player, you're looking for how to place your buildings at that third base to keep it safe, that is the positioning. But now we've got Templar out here on the map, and the Templar are going to cross the map without being harassed here by Hydras or anything else. And if they manage to make it here, suddenly the beautiful SimCity in the third base turns against the Zerg player, and he hasn't seen this until just now. Big storm here on a whole bunch of drones. Huge surprise now for Queen. He was not expecting the High Templar to be moving out right now, and all of the attacking and pressure that's come from Mini up until this point has led to this moment where he picks off a huge number of drones and forces Queen back, and now he's in a real commanding position here. This is the Mini that we know and love. This is the Mini that finds these timings. Oh my goodness, killing so many drones there and overwhelming this position. I don't know if he can push this for the win, but it's looking more and more dire here for Queen. And yeah, as these Overlords go down, you can't produce anything more. The Zealots are going to pick off the sunken colony. I think a lot of these Zealots are quite low, but even killing off all these Zealots is not going to matter that much. The Overlords are going down during all of this. The defenses have been crushed at the third base. The natural is just barely hanging on for Queen right now. Queen not going to be able to take a win home for his team despite being the team leader. It appears he's going to get taken down by Mini here, and we're going to have an even series. Archon's coming in for the finishing blow with one Templar. You just can't really fight with this. Mini sending his army just directly across the map as it rallies out. GG is called. Queen taps out, and Mini ties up this series. Heading over to the roulette wheel, it appears Team Queen banned the JB versus Kim matchup, and Team Bisu bans the Bora versus Toss Girl matchup. I understand the Toss Girl ban. She is just so powerful. Definitely heads above everyone else in terms of her overall skill and experience. JB versus Kim, I believe Kim was the final pick for the second tier ladies squad, so definitely the weakest player, I guess, out of this entire lineup of everyone in the KCM. So maybe they're not confident that she can take down JB on retro. It seemed like JB really had her number there. All the other matchups looked really, really close. So I'm looking for maybe a Bisu Huro rematch, maybe a Mini versus Queen rematch. I wouldn't mind a Tyson versus Barracks rematch either. That was a pretty fun game, and I really do enjoy Barracks play. So let's see who we get. The spin is about to go down here. Spin, 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 spin. Oh, what? Set 2? Barracks versus Tyson. Oh, it's so close. It's right on the line there. I'm pretty sure that's going to be set 2. I don't think they're going to redo the spin, so let's jump into that game. All right, a redo here between Tyson and Barracks. Barracks, once again, in the top left. Tyson in the bottom right. I don't want to see Tyson play carrier again without reacting to how Barracks is playing. It's not a good look, man. Not a good look. You definitely want to use the scouting information that you're gleaning to figure out the best way to approach the game rather than just following your build without really thinking. And I feel like that's the way Tyson played the last game. I could be wrong. You're free to disagree with me in the comments below, but I think that's definitely the case there. And the beginning of this game is going to start out pretty much the same as what we saw last time. We're going to have a gateway in the front, and we're going to have the barracks here, though it's placed in the correct position this time, right? It's placed next to this barracks. This is the position that barracks likes to place his barracks. It's a weird sentence, but another barracks out here on the map. He's going to try and do something a little bit funny here. Add some more Marines out here on the map and fake like he's playing the game exactly the same as last time. He loses an SCV to start, and Tyson got to be feeling good about that. Last time he lost the probe rather than the other way around, and flipping the script here, but Barracks is playing a completely different game. He's going to be building a ton of Marines out on the map and trying to hit a timing here with, you know, last time he came in with what, like 4 or 5 Marines after dealing with the initial Zealot harass, and came across the map and there was a few too many Zealots. Well, this time he's gonna have like 10 Marines, if not more, and hit in there and probably just wipe out the Zealots and try to do a bunker here on the natural. He's not going to throw down the eBay. Tyson going to be happy about that, but he's not going to know that that's actually intentional. Not being able to block that is not a problem here for Barracks right now. He wants that Nexus to go down because he wants to bunker rush it with his SCVs and Marines. Refinery's on the way here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't try to go for a factory right away. He definitely wants to get some damage going, so he's probably just going to mine, you know, 1 or 2 SCVs on that and do his best to just pump out this Marine count. You know, he needs another supply depot. He needs more minerals than gas right now, and look at that. He's not even mining with 1 SCV on the gas. He took the SCV to mind game Tyson here, or excuse me, he took the gas to mind game Tyson here, And I think it's working very, very well. He's throwing down the bunker, kind of an awkward position. And Tyson is completely fooled, man. He has no idea what's going on, I think. He's got a Cybernetics core on the way, but he's very far away from having a Dragoon. And there's, what, 6, 7 Marines here? And then there's going to be a bunch of Marines spawning from down at this other one. Yeah, there's 5 more Marines. So he kills the scouting probe. And he's going to come forward with, what, 6 Marines? And then 5 Marines are going to walk into the natural while these are out fighting on the map. So this is going to be really, really strong from Barracks. He's still not mining that gas. He's just building Marines right now. He wants to get critical damage here. He wants to kill this Nexus. And I think he's going to be able to do it. He's pulling SCVs as well. Tyson is probably building a single Dragoon right now, but there's going to be a bunker right here, right in the natural. And the Zealots are going to be in so much trouble. Look at this. Perfect positioning here from Barracks. I love it. Oh my god, this guy is so good. He's probably going to lose this SCV, but oh my god, look at this. The Dragoon gets blocked on the left-hand side. What happened? It somehow hopped over there. I think the probes actually pushed it over that wall. He's losing a lot of his Marines over here on the left-hand side, but look at this. He's just going to kill this Nexus. He's going to kill the pylon, and he's even going to go up into the main base, it looks like. A little bit risky here because the Zealots will be able to flank this, but this is a lot of Marines to fight all these probes. The probes go down so quick in these situations. Probes dying like crazy. Some of the Marines are starting to go down, but a huge amount of probe damage here. Zealots are going to come up and flank now, and it looks like maybe he can stop this. However, more Marines are going to come up. The Marines are going to get in the bunker. He's killed a ton of probes, and he's going to get the Nexus now. So I'm loving the position here for Barracks. He can just get rid of that. But he just stop using that Barracks in the middle of the map, maybe fly it over here to scout or something, and then, you know, start mining his gas. Looks like back at home he is mining that gas now. He's going to get a factory going. This is a beautiful game here. Truly beautiful game out of Barracks, and Barracks absolutely deserving to go on to the next round. We'll see if his teammates can help him to get into that next round, but absolutely deserved here. This guy is so good, especially at these early game situations, and he is going to take this game away almost no matter what. He's trying to push up here onto the high ground. Marines are going to be hard pressed to fight Zealots and probes and Dragoons all at the same time, but he might be able to finish up this bunker and get inside. He does get inside there. There's no range. Oh, there is range now. So Tyson does have range. Still Marines coming across the map here. We're going to have Vultures, probably Vultures and Mines coming up soon, though. And once Vultures and Mines get up here, the Nexus is going to die. And the Vultures are just going to throw down Mines right in the front. I don't think... Wait a second. Hold on. Let's just let's take a second look here. This bunker is going to go down. The bunker's going to go down. He's actually going to target the Nexus. Okay, he does get the Nexus. All right, that was a little bit heart-pounding moment there for a second. It seemed like maybe he wasn't going to get that Nexus, but he does finish that off. More SCVs arrive here, so it's just... All he's doing right now is just keeping this bunker alive until the Vultures can get here with some mines. So the mines, it's going to be the follow play. Wait, what? What? Academy? Academy? He's got a... What am I looking at? Wait a second. Barracks, are you going to throw this game? We've got Reavers. Oh, he's going to drop and build a Nexus on the high ground over here. A nice move from Tyson as he defends on the high ground up here. You're not going to be able to break him, I don't think. And if you don't suspect a hidden base, you might not know about this. He might get away with that hidden base. He's going to get the Reaver. He's got a Reaver. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God, no. Barracks. Why you got to do me like this, man? This caster's curse. It's not cool. Looks like he didn't see that Reaver heading out on the map. He's gonna start to break the ramp here. He's got stim, I think, and some... I guess he's got stim and the medics here. He might even go for range too. He's pushing everything back. Yeah, there's the stim. He's gonna run forward. Okay, he forced the Reaver to come back. Reaver's gonna come back and wipe this all up. One Reaver shot should kill everything. Okay, it doesn't because he runs down and he's actually gonna kill some probes, I guess. Going for some probes here is pretty good. But they don't kill, the Marines don't kill probes particularly fast. And there's the second Reaver. Barracks, I think you might have thrown the game here, bud. I think we might have just thrown this one. Still making Marines here. He does finally have a factory. He's gonna build a starport so that he can pump out a Wraith and stop the shuttle from outright killing him. But one Reaver left behind. He's gonna send one Reaver across the map. Oh, he's gonna deal so much damage. Oh, 13 HP. One more Marine. He gets it. Oh, no way. Barracks saving his skin here. If that Reaver got into the main, things would have gotten really, really scary for Barracks, but he manages to survive there. He manages to kill that shuttle with a very wide spread of Marines across the map. He traps it and locks it down, and now he can get a Wraith out and he can deal with the next shuttle that's coming. And he's not going to see this probe transfer. He probably still thinks that Tyson's on one base, but Tyson is now on two bases, making him far more scary. He's going to be able to add a lot more gateways and a lot more Reavers as well. And he's going to try and fight here, but oh god. Running up a ramp against two Reavers and a bunch of gateway units. What are you even going to do in this situation? Ooh, I think that Barracks might be dead here, guys. Another base is going to go up. He's maybe going to take a third. Tyson here is going to take his natural back. And I still don't see the full transition yet for Barracks. He's still got a lot of Marines and medics out on the map. He's looking for damage with them, and he doesn't have his natural. No natural here for Barracks. He's just going to go one factory tank and what, try to win? How are we going to win this? Oh god, he might actually catch this shuttle again. Oh, he sees the shuttle. He sees the shuttle. If he caught another shuttle here, it would be serendipitous. It would be crazy if he managed to get that kill again. And it might actually give him a slight chance, but I still don't think there's much hope left for Barracks right now. Another Nexus coming down. He's going to get to 3 Nexus before Barracks can even get his own command center out. 2 tanks here. I think Barracks going to gamble it all on one final move. Building, 3, 4, 5 tanks, siege mode, and a ton of Marines. He's just going to try and push this and hope that he can snipe that shuttle, get rid of those Reavers, and then maybe take a fight with the Marines and Dragoons. Just purely with Marine. Yeah, Marine versus Dragoon Zealot is not bad for the Terran player, but the Reavers just completely screw up the math, so you gotta get rid of them first. Let's see how this goes. Tyson has the view on everything, but loses the observer. So now we're not gonna know quite where the army is. Kind of moving around here. Oh god, he's gonna get it. He's gonna find it. He's gonna find it. Oh my god. Okay, it's just a little bit too fast. He can't catch it with the Wraiths. If he had gotten that with the Wraiths, this game actually might have been over. Oh, he's gonna find it. He's gonna find it. He's gonna find it. No. Barely not finding it. Oh, there it is. There it is. He found it. He found it. He found it. He gets it. Huge kill there. He gets it. The one Reaver does get out. He can't engage this right now. 3 Marines get killed instantly. Absolutely evaporated by this Reaver. I'm on the edge of my seat right now, guys. Can Barracks pull this out? Can he actually make this happen? Tanks and Marines just filing forward. This looks like a game out of, like, I don't even know, 1990s. Marine tank is just not how you play against Protoss in the modern era, but he's trying to make it work. Bringing the tanks forward. He's going to try and target the Reaver. He doesn't manage to hit that Reaver there. Some goons are flanking this. Going around the back. A really good move for the Protoss player. You're not going to have a good enough Marine count to actually fight this many Dragoons. He's starting to hit the Reavers here. He's got to target the Reavers with the tanks. Targeting the Reavers with the tanks is the most important part of this fight. Targeting the Reaver. He gets another Reaver. He's got one more Reaver. He's got to target it. Does not target with that tank. Tank goes down. Reaver's gonna dominate here, and GG is called. Barracks taps out. Damn, really messing me up here as a caster. I can't believe he didn't try to do a transition there. Like, what was that? Going into full Marine Medic after that? What a way to lose the game, and handing the victory over here to Team Bisu and the lead as well. It's going to be up to the roulette wheel here to see whether Queen can bring this to an ace match. All right, heading back to the roulette wheel. Who do I want to see here? Maybe another rematch between Barracks and Tyson. I want to see Barracks redeem himself, man. Any of the other matchups are fantastic as well. Still the same bands here as we roll the roulette wheel. Let's roll the dice. Find out which rematch we're going to get here. All comes down to this. Spin to win. Let's go. Oh, Mighty versus Zealot. It's not looking good for Team Queen, guys. Zealot has really been choking out in these KCM matches. And we're going to see a rematch with him versus Mighty. Coming right up. Well, let's see if Zealot can overcome his nerves here. Can he pull out a good game for us? Or will he get wiped by Mighty once again? I don't feel like there's a great chance here for Zealot. Is he going to go the same 2-gate again? Or is he just going to go for 1-gate this time and kind of mix it up, throw him off? It seemed to work good against Zealot. I mean, he had the correct response, but the micro just wasn't quite there. Mighty ended up getting that little bit of an advantage in the early game. Wasn't huge, but he did get a kill or two. And he ended up hitting a good timing. So Zealot switching it up, not going for a overpool here once again. He's gonna end up going for 12 hatch this time. So 12 hatch, I don't know. I guess it's gonna be better in this situation. If it was 2-gate again, it might have been a little bit troublesome. But it's just 1-gate this time. And as long as Zealot micros really well in the early game and doesn't lose any drones here, he should be in an economic advantage. Mighty sending the first Zealot across the map. Gonna come in with the probe, try to deal a little damage here. It's a dance we've seen a million times. We just saw it in that Mini versus Queen game, but can Zealot micro here his drones to the level of Queen? I don't think so. Can Mighty micro his Zealot to the level of Mini? I'm also doubtful. Hasn't scouted his opponent just yet. He's delaying this Zealot just by a little bit. And he's going to send out the drone for the third base, but that's the injured drone. And there's going to be a probe here to try and block. Can he actually get this down? It'll depend on the dancing of the drone. No. Unfortunate there. Truly unfortunate. And the Zealot about to get a kill. 2 hits on each of these drones. Does not get that kill. Really important here that Zealot manages to deny a first drone kill here. And now more Zealots are going to be coming in, dealing some damage. Can he actually get this down while Mighty's not paying attention? No. Mighty, a little bit too on top of things. He's going to be able to block that third base, and he's going to force the third base to go down at the mineral only, which is not optimal here for Zealot. So with quite a bit of money in the bank here, Zealot going to have a hard time. His third base is delayed, so he won't have the larva that he would regularly have. He's also supply blocked right now. There we go. A Overlord does pop, so looks like he didn't hit that infamous 18 of 18 supply block too badly. Sometimes when these, when you do a 12 hatch and Zealots are hitting you like this and you're microing all your drones and trying to build lings and you're microing your lings and you're trying to throw down your third hatch, sometimes an Overlord can be forgotten. And it is one of those situations where you might just lose because you don't have the drone saturation here. You're not able to build anything for quite a ridiculous amount of time, honestly. At 18 of 18 supply, it's probably the deadliest supply block. because your economy is just so ginger. It's so fresh and new. You know, you just don't have that many drones. You don't have that many resources. And when you get hit by that supply block, you're missing out on so much production. Now Zealot's coming in here. 4 Zealots. There's also a Zealot in the natural still, being a little bit annoying, hiding in between the minerals and gas. And we're actually going for a Hydra Bust here. Hydra Bust is the play for Mighty in this situation. And as long as he's got that Zealot there between the two, between the minerals and the gas, it's rough, right? You're not going to be able to get any Hydras out because the Zealot will just immediately confirm that. Great surround here from Zealot, getting some good surface area on all these Zealots of his opponent. And I guess he's just barely gonna win this. Oh, the last Zealot is just gonna go down there to the last Ling. Has some Hydras out now. He's able to hide them, but he can't produce any Hydras here from the natural, or it's gonna be revealed. Ah, it's been revealed. Okay, he sees it. Mighty is gonna start building some cannons back at home, and he should be safe here. Although it's a tough natural to defend. It is a horizontal natural. It's not a vertical natural, so it makes it a little bit easier to hold. And he's got some forewarning here. He did lose all of his Zealots though, so after losing all your Zealots, it does make you quite a bit more vulnerable to a Hydra Bust. It just all depends on the control here, the probe control, and how committed Zealot is to this, and it looks like not very. He's already taken his 4th base. And the Zealots actually spotted that, so that's huge as well. Mighty already sees this. Usually you're going to be waiting for your Corsair to get out to actually spot if there's a 4th base or not, but he sees it already. He knows that he's just got to build enough cannons to hold off the wall killing force here at the front from Zealot, and then Zealot is going to be fully transitioning into drones and additional hatcheries behind this. Still more Hydras popping out here, and I don't see any more drones just yet. So he's gonna come up and try to kill a cannon. He really wants to make this threat real. Second cannon is about to go down. He kills that. This opens up quite a bit of options here for Zealot. Right now he can kill this wall in without dealing too much damage, or without taking too much damage. Oh god, he's really taking a lot of damage from these cannons, and Zealot speed is done. More Hydras do arrive. The drones here at the 3rd got pushed away by the Zealot here that's arrived at the 3rd. He's going to be chased away by these Hydras, it looks like, but still trying to deal some damage. And the Zealots are going to come out now, start to kill some of these Hydras. Hydras can be microed back, but these are speedy Zealots. Maybe... Oh, did that finish? It finished. Huge for Mighty. Mighty finishes that upgrade. +1 is done. And he's got Zealots pouring forward here. He's going to add some more safety cannons. He does not want to be caught off guard by even more Hydras coming out. But Zealot's kind of tipped his hand here. And Mighty with the Zealot out on the map has confirmed that, oh yeah, you're still building Hydras, hey? Hydras, Hydras, Hydras. That's all he's doing right now. And Mighty's ready. He's got the probes out here. He's got the Zealots ready. If you try to jump on these cannons, the Zealots are going to body block the heck out of you, and this High Templar is gaining energy. Not long before the storm will be done. Mighty just needs to hold on for another minute or so. Zealots coming out here to fight. Probes are being taken down. Not all the cannons are firing. They're just a little bit out of range. There we go. Now the cannons are firing here, but the probes are disappearing. There's no Zealots left, and the cannons are starting to fall here, but there's still 4 cannons left over. I think it's time to build a little wall in front of this, but he doesn't. Instead, Mighty gonna lose that first cannon. Ling's coming in to help out with the damage. Storm is not done. 1 cannon left. That is it. The storm should be ready here. Big storm on all of those Hydras. Hydras can hit this pylon, but there's 1 more storm here. Oh, it's not quite ready. 5 Hydras here at the front. More still coming across the map. Mighty, he's lost a lot of probes, but as long as he holds on, he should be okay here. Zealot's still pouring forward. Mighty, he's not really mining from his natural, hardly at all. But all he needs to do is hang on. Just hang on for a little bit longer. He's got the storm. 1 more storm is available. 2 cannons are done. A third is about to finish. More lings popping out here from zealots to try and finish this game. Oh, 1 unpowered cannon. Wait a second. This is unpowered. That's huge. He's not going to be able to fight with that cannon. That cannon is not fighting. 1 storm. The 1 storm comes out here. That's it. He's got no more. Zealots are being blocked here by the probes. They can't run forward. This is not good. He needed to bring all the zealots out at once if he wants to bring them forward to try and fight this. He was only able to bring a few zealots to the front, and most of them end up getting killed off. Unpowered cannon here, not doing anything for Mighty. This might actually be the death of Mighty here. This unpowered cannon. 1 cannon is left. It's gonna go down. No storm available. 10 more seconds until that's up. Zealot is pushing through for the win. GG. Zealot takes that game and ties the series up once again. Ooh, that's rough. Mighty. We really thought that he was going to be able to take that one. But the unpowered cannon there hurting him so badly at the very final moments. Also blocking himself with his own probes. Oh, not taking that quite seriously enough. I guess the 4th base might have thrown off Mighty just slightly, right? It looks like you're going to go into a late game if you throw down that 4th, but Zealot was fully committed. Lings, Hydras, non-stop trying to break that front, and he does manage to get through there, take that win. I'm glad, because we're going to get a nice ace match here. It should be Queen versus Bisu coming up next. Ah, we made it. We made it, boys. All the way to match number 9. Our super ace match here between Bisu and Queen. It's been quite the back and forth day of KCM. A lot of interesting games, a lot of strong showings here. Especially, I would say, from Kuro. That was a huge upset. Able to bring that one back. That's probably going into my best games of 2023, honestly. That was an amazing PvP. And traditionally not a big fan of PvP, but that was a great game. And thank God for that win, because it's brought us here to this final match with Queen versus Bisu on La Campanea, which is a great map. That's a ladder map right now. It's very interesting map. Gives us a lot of interesting situations. I haven't seen too much of late game Protoss versus Zerg here, but there's a lot of bases to take around the map. There's a lot of droppable bases. These back 3rd bases are very strong. You can actually storm over those walls, so that's something to consider. Lurker shots do actually get over those walls as well to hit the gas, so these are all factors. I don't think we'll see anything crazy out of Bisu here. I think we'll just see the traditional Zealot pressure into his normal Corsair play. We saw how powerful that was against Queen, right? Mini managed to take down Queen earlier on Tempest. So he is vulnerable to that. Queen is an excellent Zerg versus Protoss player, but Bisu is a specialist, man. He is well known for being incredibly strong in this match. His overall win rate is insane in this matchup. And you know, if ASL was only ZVP, if that was the only matchup that was in the game, then I think that Bisu would win just about every ASL. So we'll see how Queen can handle this here. He's gonna lose control of his 3rd. Oh, actually. Oh, okay. Just baiting some time here. Queen is gonna get this 3rd base down. I'm gonna start to take some damage on that hatch. But with 1 Zealot, you actually, I don't think you can kill this. It's gonna grow a little bit too fast for the Zealot to take out. So four lings are going to come down here and force the Zealot behind the mineral patches here. It's a great little location to hide that one little Zealot. And oh, wait a second, losing control of that. Really good control here from Queen so far, getting his Zerglings in a line, trapping that Zealot for now. forcing it to take bad trades. And I think he's gonna go into just a normal game. He should be going and throwing down a layer here in a moment. Can block this probe from getting any scouting information. Bisu may be able to slip by, but yeah, should be able to block that in the natural. Bisu. Oh, Hydroden. Okay. That's not what I was expecting. Definitely throwing me off a little bit here. Queen. This is a vertical expansion. Vertical natural. So it is easier to break this with Hydra. And there's this. Link speed is done. So this is actually a build that's been really popular recently. It's been coming up. I think we first saw it in an earlier KCM. I can't remember exactly which game that was, or which week that was, but it wasn't very long ago. I would say it's been like 2-3 months since this build started really hitting in the pro scene. I'm not sure who came up with it, but it's going to be Queen getting a few more drones. You're gonna get 3 drones at that natural, and it's instead of a 973 where you hit with a ton of Hydras, he's got this early Ling speed, and he's gonna hit a 973 with Hydras and Lings. So he's gonna be producing a lot of Lings out of that third base, and he's gonna produce the Hydras from the natural and the main and send them across the map. And this is really meant to deal with. Oh, it's got actually more drones than I expected, but this is meant to deal with the gateway opener, because the gateway opener, it's not very good to go 973 against the gateway opener, because the gateway opener has way more zealots, and the zealots are going to be able to body block the Hydras as they try to jump on top of the cannons. But the Lings here are going to kind of hide the fact that we're going for Hydra here. They're going to deny vision on the map from Bisu and just prevent him from finding out about this. Excuse me. And he's just gonna find out about it now. He's gonna maybe lose this, actually. Corsair is gonna go down. Just barely gets it. Okay. Bit of a mistake there from Bisu losing that. Definitely had time to react, but does end up losing that. And the Lings are here to block the Zealots. They're gonna jump on top of the Zealots, prevent them from running out against the Hydras and actually hitting the Hydras. And he's gonna trade out those Lings for the Zealots here. Now jump forward on top of this cannon. He gets one of the cannons. First cannon does go down. We really need a name for this build, guys, but Zealots are falling in high numbers, and just look at how powerful this is. The fact that he's been able to do this well already with this build is a testament to how strong it is right now in the modern meta. It just looks like a normal game when you see the Ling speed, and then it's so powerful at blocking the Zealots out, killing them off really, really quickly. And the Lings just tank a bunch of damage while the Zealots all get killed, and then the Hydras are ready to jump on top of the cannons. The wall goes down. He's desperately holding on with just a few cannons here, but I think Queen can break through. Queen coming up. He's going to be able to kill the first cannon. He kills the first. He kills the second. The third is getting low. One more Hydra there hitting it. It does go down. This cannon is so low, and there's only probes left. That cannon goes down. 2 more do finish up, but the cannon in the front is just about to fall. This cannon gonna be picked off. No more cannons being built right now. Just 2 cannons are left over. Probes fighting here, desperately trying to hold on. He doesn't have any more cannons warping in. I guess he doesn't have a forge right now. No forge here. No cannons. GG. Bisu taps out. Queen utilizing that brand new build to take down Bisu in this game. Man, there's so many threats now for Protoss to think about in the early game. It used to be, if you saw the drones, you got a Zealot over there at the third base. You can see how many drones there are. You know, you can see some drones popping out. You see Lings hatching. Ling speed is done. You know that it's not going to be a Hydralisk bust. But now there's this new build where you can still go for that Hydralisk bust, even with Ling speed in the early game. something that previous to this was just kind of not a possibility. Now it has to be on the radar for these Protoss players. It has to be a major threat for them to continue to think about going forward. And Queen snagging that win gives his team the ability to move forward here, and we're not going to get that Protoss versus Protoss squad. I thought we were going to end up with Bisu versus Snow, but it's going to be Queen. Team Queen versus Snow coming up in the next KCM. Well, there you have it. Our second round is over for this round of 8, or the second match is over for the round of 8. Team Queen takes out Team Bisu, and we're going to have that match between Team Snow and Team Queen next week, I guess. November 13th. Okay, it's coming up pretty soon. But for now, we've got Team Hero versus Team Soul Key next, which should be really fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this solo cast. It's a little bit weird, a little bit strange for me right now, but I do casts, regular replay casts on the channel all the time, so you guys should check those out. Those are solo casts as well. I guess it feels like a blast from the past, guys. Remember when I used to do this completely solo every single week? Those were the old days. I'm glad I have a co-caster now. It helps me to maintain my voice and think about what I'm gonna say a little bit more clearly. That's probably one of the biggest advantages of having a co-caster, is like you don't have to word salad all the time. You don't have to keep going all the time. You can have a moment. It's a beautiful thing. It helps a lot. So I'm really glad that we have Shun. I hope he gets better soon. Guys, thank you so much for joining me here today. Thank you to all the Patreon supporters. And thank you, of course, to KCM. See you guys in the next video.